Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another vlog. Of course, been up and at 'em for a bit. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, of course, this morning it was a bit chilly, a little bit frosty. Kind of got up and did a couple things, ended up crashing for a little longer. I think I may be fighting that wonderful flu bug that is going around. So, hey, sometimes you got to shut her on down in order to get rested up to, well, get ahead. So, of course, while I was resting, I was multitasking. I had my uploads going up, so they should be, well, good to go, which is definitely a plus. Well, received phone call on the confirmation on the next round of trips to the city. And I'm not 100% sure why they're doing it, but they're sending me up there for what they call career training. And essentially what you do is you sit in a hot, stuffy office for about an hour, hour and a half. Well, a bunch of overeducated people tell you what they think your line of work should be. But what they fail to realize is that right now there is no jobs. There is no jobs to be had at all, especially for a guy like me. And there is no jobs to be had for anybody else either. So all the low-end jobs are gone, and the only people that are hiring are the large companies that are looking for people with 4 or 5 years experience and things like that. So it's like, how does a guy get experience when there's no one hiring to get the experience from? I've thought about going back and getting my class 1, getting on the road and home every once or twice every 3 weeks. And I guess we'll have to make do that way. There will be a little bit of a changeover if that does come down, but that's been something that's always been on the back of my mind for a while now. However, you do reach a certain point in your life, age-wise, where employers look at you and they rather hire, somebody in their early 20s than somebody almost in their 40s. Especially when there's, things like this going on where there's doctor's appointments and visits to the city where they'd be losing time if they hired you anyway. So, of course, you got to kind of play their game when you're on their system and go up for their little 5-minute appointments and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure the Silverado will be fine to make the trip. Like I said, I've done it once before in it. It wasn't too much fun, but I'll leave earlier this time and don't count on, things in my favor. So it all should be good. Sometimes I think they probably mean well, and I think they kind of have to do a certain protocol when they are dealing with people, but at the same time do research in the general area that the person is living in to see what there is for jobs. I've tried to go back to school for retraining in the past, and I've always struck out. And maybe these guys have some kind of program that a person can be on where the schooling will pay for the bills and allow me to go back to school for retraining, where when I tried to do it before, because I wasn't part of the minority or the category that qualifies for free everything, then I couldn't get schooling or help, where some other person that qualifies can get everything they ever wanted and have no intention of actually going in for that job when they are fully trained. I guess it's the way it is. I've always worked the physical jobs. The manual labor, delivery, driving, stocking shelves, lifting things, moving things. If it needed to get done, I did it. I never got into a job or a trade where it was mental. It was always physical, working with your body, working with your hands. And I guess that's good when you're 21, but as you start to age, get a few injuries, and then all of a sudden, you wake up and you're in your 30s and you're thinking to yourself, am I going to make it, until I'm 60? But hey, that's life. That's the way it is. The choices you make affect your future. Not everybody can be doctors and lawyers. There are people needed to build those doctors and lawyers' houses. People needed to work on their cars. People needed to fix their toilets. And that's kind of where, we come in, right? So, of course, go down there for an hour appointment or so, end up having a bite to eat, maybe walk the mall or so, and come on home, and that'll be the, adventure of the day. Maybe something will come of this. Maybe it's just a giant, waste of time, but at the same time, you can't go against the system, because once you go against the system, that's when all help ceases, and you're on your own. So, of course, going to go back inside, see what's what, probably see what I can score for supper, and we'll probably see y'all when it's dark. We come to the end of another day. Not 100% sure how long this here vlog is going to be, but hey, it is what it is. Well, of course, first of all, I kind of was feeling a little rough this morning. Ended up crashing for the better part of the day, given the up and down of the weather and the time of year it is. There's a lot of the, cold and flu thing going around, and I could be fighting some of that, along, of course, with the weather change. What I'm feeling right now, I am positive there's a weather change coming. This morning when I woke up, I thought I was like a brick, just one solid lump or whatever. I couldn't hardly move at all. So, I guess that's the way it's going to be this year. This winter might be a interesting winter. So, of course, I ended up, like I said, crashing for a few more hours. My upload ran on down, which is a good thing. And did all the thumbnails and filling out the stuff, and then basically get them up to the YouTube. Again, of course, with the Maxwell's World channel, it's a constant catch up to get everything caught up to where it needs to be. But hey, that's the whole YouTube thing. Well, I've got a conference, kind of a call in the morning that I have to attend to, so I gotta go and go to that meeting. Hopefully the people have their ears open and are willing to hear what I have to say and stuff, but sometimes it doesn't quite go the way you're wanting or expecting it to go. It is what it is. I know, I understand, I've been on my program since like the fall of 2013, but I never asked to be drugged back into their program. They just called me, and I told them the truth here, and they decided to, reopen my case and drag everything back up that I thought was closed. It's hard to find a job at the best of times right now, and when you need a day or so off to attend appointments in the cities, employers won't, they want to depend on you. They don't want to have a guy who is not there because of an appointment in the city that doesn't really matter to them. So sometimes that's the way it goes. They don't realize the struggle that they put you through. If they're gonna do what they do, at least pay my way. Pay my monthly bills, pay my way, so I can be at your beck and call at a moment's notice to hop in the truck and head to the city for an appointment. But when you're not even on benefits with them, in my view anyway, they got no dibs or no hooks in you. But at the same time, you've got to be there for their appointment, and pay for fuel, pay for lodging, pay for meals, and all that good stuff. And if a conference call like this is going to be on my cell phone, right? So there's obviously going to be a bill for that, because, well, long distance charges. In my experience anyway, if they call you, sometimes the rate's a little better, but you still ended up getting charged for it. I guess it is what it is. I'd imagine, or I'm hoping, it's drawing to a close. All I gotta do is hear the magic words that your case is closed, and it's all well. But I imagine they'll make me attend this physio program that's coming up, and in 6 to 8 weeks, when that physio program's over, I'm hoping then we can get back to normal, which will be, well, right around January in 40 below, which won't be much of nothing for anything. However, come the spring, if there's no dibs on me or hooks on me from the program, and jobs can open on up, well, you never know what will come of the spring of 2017. Like I mentioned earlier about retraining with this injury that I have, and other injuries that I got going on. Obviously, my chosen profession of a human forklift is not something that's going to be sustainable throughout the rest of my life. So obviously I will have to choose something that will be a little more sustainable for the next 20 years or so. I do have a clean driving record, and I do know what I'm doing in terms of equipment and stuff. However, can my body handle being in a truck for 12-hour shift, being a delivery driver, a pilot called car driver, long haul trucker, things like that. I know the toll it takes for me to drive to the city, which is only like 300 and some odd kilometers one way, and so 600 and some or whatever in a round trip. So imagine putting 2,000 or 3,000 kilometers on, or whatever it would be, whatever your route is. And if you're a pilot car driver, you got to keep pace with the other driver, so everything's good there. So everything has to play a certain way, and you reach a certain point in your life, a certain age in your life, where I've come to realize, or at least in my experience, the employers start to shy away from you, because, well, 40 years old, you can't work up to the potential of a 22-year-old, obviously. You've got injuries, and maybe you also have life experience that a 22-year-old hasn't had yet to learn. And sometimes they know they can't pull a wool over your eyes because, well, you'll call them out on it. And quite often too, by the time you reach your 30s, late 30s, quite often your boss that is telling you what to do is in his 20s, because he was just promoted up to management. And it's like, it takes a lot for a person to keep their mouth shut and do their day-to-day job when their younger boss is trying to make a name for himself, telling you what to do, giving you mixed directions, and really has no idea what he's doing, except some flowchart tells it, X number of things has to happen in X number of time. But, like I said, guys, that's just my view, that's just my opinion. I don't know how things are going to work out, and if they do, but I guess it is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.